Hello everyone, how's it going today? Happy Friday! We are back for some more Lego building. I don't have the box on the table because it's a big box. It's a very big box. And it doesn't quite fit. So I will start pulling the stuff out of the box now. Hope everyone is doing well. Alright, so that's 9. There's a 7. There's 21, so let's put the 20s up there. Also a 21. 11 for 10s over here. So how's everyone doing today? Hopefully well. I do have a new video card, well, a different video card new to this computer that hopefully will solve the problems that we were having. Obviously, I do need to, do some stuff, but I didn't have any issues with stress testing. But that's only, that only goes so far. So we've got another stadium to build. I built the Barcelona one some years back. Howdy Makoto, how's it going? Twitch doesn't let you post that you have a nice numbered streak, but you have a nice numbered streak? Nice. It's a good day for you? That's excellent, Bigistry. So this is an older set. It's a more interesting build than the other one, I think. So I'm looking forward to it a little bit more. I don't actually care about soccer, football. It is not a sport for me, but I like architecture-style sets. There's another box inside that I need to open. So that's one of the reasons why I got this. Dread to think about the number of bags in the old Republic Star Destroyer you were gifted? Yeah, probably quite a few. Probably quite a few. I just need to move the big old box a little bit. There we go. Okay, so second box, pulling out parts from inside there. Our bags, we got a 4. There's a 5. 3. But we are coming up on World Cup, so I figured, hey, you know what? I got these stadiums. I might as well build these. You're 6'3" and it's a third of you. I am definitely not that tall, that's for sure. Here's our soccer field tiles. I have some 48 by 48 base plates that are soccer fields, which are pretty nice. There's 1. Let me put the 1 aside because we'll be starting with that. There's 10. 14. 6. So we did find out what the very big architecture set coming out this year is. And that is going to be it's a cathedral I think in Barcelona. But I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember the name right now. But it's very, 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 very spiky, and it's not that interesting to me. I was really hoping for something like ancient. So I don't know that I'll be getting that, which will of course save me a lot of money. will save me a lot of money. It is 12,000 pieces. There's 16. There's the instruction booklet and the stickers, which I am not going to be putting on. It's got folded over in half. You know all about Manchester United. All you know about Manchester United is the use of jokes in Monty Python and Ben Yahtzee Croshaw. Hey, that's more than I know. I don't remember any Monty Python Manchester United jokes. Alright. Let's start putting these bags away. Alright, 16, 15... 19. There might be 2 19s. Yes, there are. You saw it while you were in Barcelona? It was impressive to look at? Oh, yeah. No, it's an impressive structure. It's just... It looks very repetitive to build, which is kind of par for the course for the architecture line, and I don't mind that much, but I'm not big into cathedrals, and when I do like the cathedrals, I like Gothic cathedrals more, or older. Like, Gothic and older is my preferred genre, shall we say, architecture style of cathedral. It's 14. Oh, no, there's a 17 here. Jeez. Second 17. Thought there was one. That's 14. That is a 13. Yeah, I see that. I got rid of it. Architecture can be repetitive. Looks at all the vent plates on the Empire State Building. Yeah, yeah. But again, like, I don't mind that too much, but it needs to be in service of something that I am interested in. And that's not really in service of something that I'm interested in. Alright, so that's 10. There's 6, 3, 5, 8. There's 9. Do we have another 9? There's a second 8. Yes, second 9. 2 8s. 7. 6. 5. 4, 3, and 2. Now, in more exciting news, we are getting a Star Trek The Original Series bridge diorama and a Hubble. A Hubble telescope set. Architecture kit, Lego headquarters. They have a, like, there is the Lego house, which is made to look like it's made out of large Lego bricks, kind of. So they do have that. Oh, come back here. Unfortunately, that's only available at the Lego house, which is in Denmark. And unfortunately, not when I was there. Alright, so there's a bunch of descriptions of the location that I normally try to read these, but, you know, I don't care. Let's just get to the building. I like building stuff. I'm not too keen on those things. Alright, so 1 is going to be the field. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7 are going to be, I'm guessing the end stadium sections, the end seating sections. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is one side, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 is going to be the other side. All right. All right, where is my mouse cursor? My mouse had decided to stop moving, and I got a little panicky there for a second. Sounds like I need to make another trip to Denmark. I would love to. They do like regular events for you know, adult Lego fans and stuff, and I would love to go to one of those. You like a Lambeau Field set, but you doubt you'd read the text? I mean, if I, like, actually cared, I would. Because I do like reading some of those things for a lot of the sets that we build, but it's... I don't... The only sports that I get into are the Olympics, and I would love to have some Olympic sets. Also, brick separator. Get that out of here. Yes, get out your Lego. And if you gave it to your nephew, get it back. Do a daring heist if you must. He probably doesn't have it anymore if you did. Oh, ouch. Oof. Well, you know what that means. And you know what that means you have to do. Buy more. Can't believe they were just throwing it away here. I know! That is like... I mean, you said it was like for an event there or something? And I'm like, it should have been given to charity or something. Give it to some, like, a homeless shelter for kids or something, or a hospital. You know, if they're done with it. Rather than just throw it away. That's disgusting. Not just because I'm a Lego fan. Have to buy more? That is true. You do have to buy more. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to buy more Lego. Throwing Lego away, what a waste. I know, right? There were some interesting pieces in that mix, too. Like, if they weren't broken, which they didn't look like they were, you don't throw them away. On the other hand, Gilded Tongue, free Lego for you. Might as well throw money away. I know, right? Woo! Exactly. So listening to this music does remind me to mention that I did finish Eiyuden Chronicle, the LP. It is, I mean, the videos are scheduled, of course. And Final Fantasy X. They're finishing within a day of each other, which is quite bizarre, considering that I didn't start them at the same time. Alright, 1x2 tiles. All clearly planned this? Yes. Yes. I clearly planned something that was unplannable. You got a 3-week backlog? Well, you just means that it's binging time. Alright, so 4 of the 1x2, and these are bright green, these aren't standard green. I was all excited on Tuesday to binge the new season of Daredevil Born Again, and then discovered that they're releasing them 1 episode per week. And I was like, oh man. The Velt not giving you 2 encounters you need for Gao? Are you using the manipulation method? Like normal TV? Yeah, I know. And not only that, but they're like debuting at like 9 p.m. or something. Like Tuesday's my free day. And I was like, all right, I'm going to sort Lego while watching the new season of Daredevil Born Again. And then I had to wait until 9 p.m. I was most displeased. Before you had kids, you liked being able to binge shows. These days, you prefer a weekly release. It's easier to keep up. That's fair. And I do think that from the perspective of, like, remembering what happens long-term, like absorbing the content, I do think that non-binge is better for it. But I was all ready to binge. And, like, I mean, and I understand the basis behind it, but at the same time, like, why 9 p.m.? I don't have, like, let people watch it if they don't have anything to do that day. There's so many people who work from home and stuff these days now that you could just put it out there and they could watch it at 10 a.m. if they want or something. I don't know. Seems silly to me, but whatever. All right, here is our field. I do like these printings. I do like these prints. Although I don't know what I could do with this for minifigs. It's a little bit small for that. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that aside. We'll get bag number 2 out so we can start the stands. What is this, a pitch for ants? Yes. I assume that's just what you call Manchester players. Minifig dog park. You binge anime seasons easily because they're about 12 episodes and about 23 minutes each. But K and Chinese dramas are up to 50 episodes and each 1 hour long. Yeah, that's definitely a multi-day binge. That is definitely a multi-day binge. I mean, like, I think if I had just known up front that it was going to be 1 episode per day, because there's nothing, like, that was the other thing, is that there was nothing on the play page indicating that it was going to be episodic like that, and no listing of the time it was going to be available. So that was kind of, you know, one of the things that also annoyed me. Like, it felt like, you know, you could be upfront about this. And I mean, like, part of it is just with streaming, since it is on demand. That's part of why, like, having it go live at like 9 p.m. doesn't make sense to me. I've been watching The Pit on HBO Max, and that's similar in that it's I don't know what time the episodes go live, but it's similar in that it's one episode per week. And like, the issue with streaming is that, like, with TV, you know, you have to keep up with the shows, otherwise you miss them. You know, if you're not there at Thursday at 9, then you ain't seeing whatever is playing. You know, to me it would have been like ER or something. maybe it was 10. It was like Law and Order and ER or something like that. Anyway, but with streaming, if you're not there when it debuts, well, guess what? You can watch it the next day, an hour later, 2 weeks later, whenever. So I don't know, if I had known that it was going to be weekly, I probably would have just like waited. It might be aired on HBO. I don't know. Getting all of the behemoth suits. Like, because I can watch it any time, it's not in my head of, oh, I gotta be there at such and such time to watch such and such show. Because I can just watch it any time. So I actually kind of forgot. Like, I ended up watching the episode of The Pit today, when I could have watched it yesterday, because I literally forgot about it. And I'm really enjoying that. So it's just weird, because it's not, like, so tied to the time, and you have to make sure that you're there to catch it. So, I don't know. Part of it is just, like, it's a weird situation, I feel like. Only good for 2 characters. Yeah, I know. I wish it changed their appearance. Have a little behemoth sprite for them. Back in my day, shows aired when they wanted to, shakes Kane. Darn tootin'. I mean, like, I definitely remember more about the shows that I watched that you had to watch, like ER and Law and Order and stuff like that. That you had to, like, catch new, or you might not see it for half a year when they do reruns, and even then, you might not see it. Then stuff that I've binged. So there is, like, I do think that there is, like, a good psychological reason to do the non-binging. It just feels weird with streaming. I can't get over that. And, like, again, having them a week apart also, like, part of it is the fact that it's a week apart, I think. Like, if they just did it every day, then, you know, most people can still keep up with that. Or every weekday or something like that. You know, I think most people could still keep up with that new. It would feel episodic, and yet you would still be able to watch it relatively quick, not have to wait a whole week for a new episode. It's supposed to be on demand. I demand it now. I know, right? I want my MTV. You remember more episodes of the Screensavers than you'd care to admit? I mean, there is a similar element to my recordings as well. I definitely, like, I remember more of stuff I watch from other people than I do of my own stuff, because I'm sitting down and I'm playing the game straight through. An episode finishes and I immediately go into another episode. I don't do an episode a day. Oops, not doing that. And then, of course, like, I know what episode goes up when. I upload them. I schedule them. I don't, like, I immediately forget when they are. There's some shows you like the pacing of once a week, and some where you just want to binge the story and not be kept waiting. Yeah, something where you really want to absorb the content does definitely, where you want to, like, you watch an episode and then you gotta let it sit with you. You have not uploaded your last VOD? Oh no! Better hop to it. It's in the can and out of mind. Yeah, that is very much the case with recording. And it's definitely weird, because I definitely, like... and that also has the side effect of games that I've only played as an LP or stream. I don't remember as well as the games that I played, you know, offline, shall we say, you know, not recorded. Either, you know, generally when I was younger. Some of that can be just age-related stuff, too, but... You had to show Artie you're getting arrested in Dragon Quest III? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, right. No, yes. You were the character that got arrested. That's right. Sorry. Again, like I said, just zips out of my head. Vigus Reberg, yeah. I am planning to have a game that I do a stream of. Probably the next, when Dragon Quest VII finishes. That will have some potential for naming. So get your hams ready for that. Of course, that is going to be a while away. Chrono Cross? No. No, I have played Chrono Cross, the HD. I seriously doubt that they are going to come out with a new version of Chrono Cross, so I think that's the last Chrono Cross to be seen on the channel. Fair and redeemed, feed the dragon. Nom 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 nom. Farron apparently doesn't want to be named. I suppose it's fair. That means you can't get arrested or killed. Or, as another, it might happen in another game that I will probably stream eventually, get turned into a sword. If you know, you know. Dragon Quest VII will probably last until 2030? No. They shortened the game. I've actually looked at the map to see what the difference is. And it is... it's a fair bit. You have 750k hams, you think you're okay? Don't let Aroyaro know that you have that many hams. He's going to be begging you for them crits. All the crits. Alright, stickers would go on here. You have 178.2k hams. Wow. Your useless crit was fun, though. I wish that there was more text that could be put in that window and stuff like that. 1 hit point, smash it. Alright, so spare parts. Black a friction pin and a red 1x1 cylinder plate as spare parts. We did not actually have any spare parts with this one, this part. Aldo play Suikoden Tier Crease next. No. The only way that I will play that is if it gets selected as a patron's choice. You misread that as Suikoden Tetris. I wonder how that would work. Howdy, Shield of Hope, how's it going? Usually have the Spelljammer session going on in the background. By the time you can get back to your computer, it's too late to redeem a crit. And just letting those hams build up then. Doing well, got off work early, nice. Always good on a Friday. Story mode of some kind, like 1v1 stuff, a la a game that you can't recall. Well, I suppose maybe... I don't know. I had an idea, and then I was like, wait, no, that's more like something else, not Tetris. That'd be weird. Your birthday is next week? Well, happy almost birthday. My birthday is not next week. It is not for many months. Panel to pawn Tetris attack. I don't know what that is. You'll trade crits for British pounds? Well, he's not British. He's Finnish. They don't use pounds there. Ah, you missed the best birthday by 1 day, Bahamut. You'll have to get some. Actually, it would not be the best birthday. April 3rd is the best. Sure, we'll go with that. Now, can you imagine having a birthday on the 1st as a kid, and what people would do, what other kids would do? She didn't want an April Fool's baby. That's a good good call, yeah. You can imagine it wouldn't be great, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it would be either. Stop falling. She said she fought the labor until midnight. Good for her. What if you were born on February 29th, only to get a birthday every 4 years? I mean, on the upside, when you're 40, you can be like, aha, I'm only 10! That would raise some uncomfortable questions with your spouse, though. You were born in September, which caused some people confusion over age based on school grade. Yes. Yes, that can be the worst. I have a summer birthday, which meant people tended to be out, away, and nothing happens in school. Also tended to mean that I was like the youngest. Okay, and this goes right there. At the time, Vigistry. At the time. Things have changed since. Now I tend to be the oldest. Like when I join in Zerfall's charity streams, guess what? There's only one person there who's older than me. I were a wee bairn. A wee bairn. There we go, and... there we go. Big windows. Lots of nice trans light blue. Great for water. Hard to tell, but this is trans black down there. Or trans brown, I think LEGO calls it, because now they have a new color that they call trans black. Fine wine. Let's see. All right, 3 of those. A wee bairn. Not a rogue AI, not a bear. Might want to get that wax out of your ear. God, I posted this on the Discord, but I was arguing with someone. I made them really angry because they thought that I was telling them how to play their game because they let anyone buy thieves' picks and then can pick locks with it because it includes such things as a saw and a chisel and a crowbar. And I'm like, that's not picking a lock, that's forcing a lock. And he said, it's in the pick tools. I'm like, it doesn't matter. That's forcing a lock. That's not picking a lock. Oh, God. And he got angry, very angry about it. And I'm just like, don't call something that it's not. Just use an axe and call yourself a quick rogue. Yeah. I mean, like, the thing I was getting at is, like, you know, anyone could force a door open. Anyone could force a chest open. It's not even that hard. It's just not going to be quiet. You know, if the players in my game, like if Laftel and now Lankis aren't around and they're like, we got to get through this door, I'm going to be like, you know, if you just want to chop it down, that's fine. I'm not going to make you roll anything because you can do it. It's just going to be a question of time and noise. Wooden door. Same thing with a chest. Who needs to pick force a lock when you can just bust through the wall Kool-Aid style? Kool-Aid Man style? Well, sometimes you might want a little bit of subtlety. Howdy, Green King Dog. How's it going? So, yeah. I mean, like, he's wrong on the rules, but if he's house ruling it, then that's fine. But calling that picking the lock? No, that's like... It's like saying someone casts magic because they threw a grenade. I mean, it made an explosion like a fireball, right? Who needs subtlety when you have sugar water? It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Can't argue with that. Don't diss the holy hand grenade. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying that you're not a mage if you throw it. You throw spells, and I'm throwing this. It's the same thing. I cast actual missiles. Alright, and that goes on right there. Connecting in there. Your lockpick of choice in Daggerfall was your boot? Mine was a fist. Like, why pick a lock when you can just punch the door down? But yeah, like, I repeatedly told the guy, I'm not making any commentary on rules. I'm not making any commentary on how you play your game. I don't give a crap. Just saying, don't call that lockpicking, because it ain't. Squeaky door gets a fist. That's true. On another D&D note, why are slings counted as simple weapons? Has anyone ever tried to use one? Well, that's not an AD&D issue, so I don't know. That's a 3E question, or 3E and later. My guess is that they're considered simple because they are they're a hunting weapon. And they're very, very old. How many dex-based weapons are there in 2E? There's no dex-based, strength-based weapons. You get dexterity to hit with any missile weapon. And Red Hyena! 31 months. Thank you very much for the subscription. Great to see Lego back. I'm very happy to have Lego back. Thank you to Cressens for getting me a different video card. I bought lunch for him as payment. It was good lunch. It was really good lunch. We went to Korean barbecue and hot pot. Oh, it was so good. So good. Gotta be careful not to just, like, overeat. They're considered non-martial, so that's how they're simple. And yet, like, slingers were a major military unit for a very long time, too. I don't know. Like, I don't like the idea of martial and simple. I don't like that kind of trying to categorize weapons. Lego coming back gives you hope for morning streams. I think if I was to do morning streams, I would do Lego. I would move Lego to the mornings and do gaming at night. And the reason is twofold. I think gaming at night probably gets more viewers. So that's kind of the reasoning behind it. And I'll be honest, Lego streaming is very much for me. It's a way to turn my hobby into a way to interact with you guys and have an additional element of fun and stuff like that. Kind of prefer the granularity of weapon-specific skill categories, but it's pretty messy if there's any cross-skill compatibility. Staves and spears, which are both polearms of sorts. So, yeah, I mean, like, I prefer AD&D weapon proficiencies and tight groups. I do not like the broad groups for AD&D because I consider them overly broad. But AD&D also has familiarity, which means, like, if you know how to use a mace, then you're familiar with any other bashing weapons that you just bonk someone with. And that halves the penalty. Okay. This goes here. That goes there. Like, broad groups are extremely broad. And I don't like that. Like in first edition, Ironclaw weapon weight was the big factor. Ironclaw weapon weight? I'm not sure what that is. In the gold box games, you didn't need ammo for the sling, correct? Correct. And like, it's very easy to not have to deal with ammo for the sling in second edition as well, because you can use sling stones. Sling stones do less damage than sling bullets. They also don't have as much range. Oh, first edition Ironclaw is a game. Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about first edition AD&D. And I was like, I'm not sure what Ironclaw is. Right. Yeah, I stopped it at first edition Ironclaw because I was like, okay, wait, I'm not sure what this is. If I had read further... So one of the cool things about AD&D is that it does have size categories, and the size categories do tie in to... Hold on a second, let's see, where is this? It is... yeah, alright. And it ties into creature sizes. So, like, if you're a small creature, halfling or gnome, you need to use a medium weapon with 2 hands. So, oops. What's that? So, like, if you want to use a longsword as a halfling, you need to wield it in 2 hands. If you're and you can't use a halberd at all. If you are a medium-sized creature, then you can't use a large weapon in 2 hands. I mean, you have to use a large weapon in 2 hands. And if you're a large-sized creature, you can use a large-sized weapon in 1 hand. It's the classic GIF with a 2-handed sword in 1 hand. Which is pretty powerful. And it does need to be careful. You do need to be careful so that it's not abused. Now, you want to make a first edition fighter who uses iron claws? There are claw weapons in Oriental Adventures. Bog Knock. The bear claws. Makes a hobbit-sized halberd. I mean, that's just a battle axe, though. Theory crafting 2E paladin would use spears if permitted. Oh yeah, you can use spears. There are medium-sized spears that are one-handed. So, and there are rules for using one-handed weapons in 2 hands. Gives you some extra damage. Swords are so last decade. Right, but mechanically it would still just be a battle axe. Also, a lot of battle axes don't have back spikes. The Dane axe is a battle axe. It's a lot of fun to look at real weapons and when creating magic weapons for D&D. Just equip everyone with mega flares, things will sort themselves out right quick. Yeah. This isn't Ultima 7. You can't just equip yourself with spells. Not that you could technically do that in that game either. You have to cheat. But hey, who doesn't? I love getting the occasional complaint on that series about my cheating. I'm like, I don't care. This is how I want to play it. What would be the best race? That's easy, Bahamut. Human. There are very few other races that can become paladins. Very, very, very few. You could equip the spell book, and then the avatar would cast whatever spell was selected on as an attack. That's true. That's true. But like, if you do an item dump of NPCs that cast spells, like the wizards that are out and about in the world that attack you, they're equipped with spells. Like, it's an actual item. It gets deleted when they're killed. It's an interesting way of handling the spell casting part of that game, considering the different engine. How few, Bahamut? So Sorials can become paladins. But they're oops, that's actually not the correct part. They're very different. Some of the dwarves on Kryn can become paladins. That's all that I can think of offhand. There's going to be a few others. There's a fair number that can on Kryn. I think half-elves on Kryn can as well. Oh, some of the planar races can as well. I think Aasimar can. I think Earth Genasi can, but I don't think any of the other Genasi can. Soil diapers still beat spells offensively. That's true. That's true. Nothing like causing a dragon to run away in fear because you came at him with a dirty diaper. Wemix can teach you to be a paladin? Wait, no, that's Quest for Glory. That's I mean, there are, like, paladin lights. I mean, you can always be a lawful good character that acts like a paladin, that doesn't have the special abilities of a paladin. Or there are certain priest classes that are lawful good and kind of act like paladins. I always call HP hit points. Should that be health points? They're hit points in D&D, and since everything that uses hit points originally took that from D&D or something that took it from D&D, that's why it's hit points. Yeah, that's one of the reasons the demi-humans have a lot of powers. That's why their class is restricted. It was, like, demi-humans can multi-class. Humans can dual-class, but any demi-human can multi-class. Obviously, not every class can be a multi-class combo. But because of that, humans get a number of classes that demi-humans don't. Mazzy is the most paladin NPC in Baldur's Gate 2, but she's a halfling? Yeah. Humans also get the full array of wizard specialties. So, like, an elf can't be a necromancer. An elf can't be a... I don't think they can be a conjurer. They can't be an abjurer. Yeah, gnomes could be illusionists. With the expanded specialty classes in spells and magic, they can also be artificers. Which is not the same as later artificer class. It's just a specialist wizard. Alright, so spare parts. We got a black microfig, white 3L bar, white pneumatic T, white 1x1 tile slope, trans light blue 1x1 tile slope, trans light blue 1x1 tile, and black 1x1 cylinder plate. But gnomes can also be a multi-class specialist, which nothing else can be. Elves can only be multi-classed with mage. Are the stands going to be filled with microfigs? No. The stands are going to use corrugated bricks to represent the represent the seats. I think they can be... They have more than just Illusionist Thief. I'd have to look at the exact multi-classes, though. Sad that your options for this Theory Paladin seems to be far more limited than you'd like. AD&D had a bunch of optional material that added a lot of additional races in, but it is still primarily humans and demi-humans. Like, that's the default. The explosion of races that you could play as by core was later. Yeah, and I mean there are always dungeon masters who will allow them, and of course when you're talking about NPCs, anything goes. Like, if you're the dungeon master, you can have NPCs that break the rules. Part of the reason for the rules is for PCs. They give all a ton of ham. Ham. Yeah, it had rules for new races and classes. I mean, ultimately, all of the rules are optional. Speaking of Wemix, you were surprised they can be bards in 2E? Yep. I think they have to take the humanoid bard kit, which does not get spellcasting, though. I believe centaurs can also be bards. Gary Gygax wasn't going to break into your house and arrest you. Well, he might. Oops. I got distracted. But yeah, I mean, I'm usually fairly strict on the class restrictions. I don't care as much about level restrictions. I will definitely allow, like, slow advancement and stuff like that. And the wizard specialists, I'm, like, I kind of think elves and half-elves should be able to become most of those. Elves are a very magical race. Never heard of Gary Gygax enacting vengeance on people breaking the rules at their tables, but that might just mean he was very good at covering his tracks. See? You just haven't heard of it, that's all. Alright, so a bunch of stickers would go on here that I am not putting on. There we go. So we got our stands in with the seats. That piece I made makes you want strawberry cake with white frosting. We should make some. Or get some. Treat yourself. I have strawberry cheesecake ice cream. It is delicious. It is also a massive amount of calories. But I don't care. You have cookie dough? There you go. Put some of that cookie dough in the ice cream. Okay, I need one more. There it is. Calories versus taste, the eternal struggle. I know, right? Why do the things that taste the best? And why they gotta be the worst for you? The cookie dough came in the ice cream? Well, there you go. Already did it for you. Alright, more stickers would go on here. And that goes on right there. Question in 2E. Was there lore that the Nether Scrolls were written by ancient Yuan-Ti, other snake folk? That's getting to post 2E stuff. I don't know. In 2E, there was no real knowledge of who made them. I don't know what they did since. You don't care about calories, you only die once unless you're James Bond, then you only live twice? Well, also, never say never again. There is, in the Forgotten Realms, a reptilian creator race. That they basically had, like, every reptilian creature descend from, or were the result of their experimentation or something like that, which I don't like. They're, like, Forgotten Realms lore these days has a a tendency to center itself in the universe. And I don't like that. 3E had a book on ancient serpent kingdoms that made the claim they wrote them, but you don't know if that was older than that? No, it was not older than that. I think I have that book. Well, I might not have serpent kingdoms. I have I have a few of those 3E Forgotten Realms books. Yep. But it's also just a rehash of Thunderball, so... which he'd already done. Because I screwed up. I copied and didn't update. I updated the other thing. There we go, that should update. Because this is what I was going to do on a Wednesday a few weeks ago. and then my computer decided to not play nice. I don't know why it played nice with the camera. I'm pretty sure it was the camera. I don't know why it played nice with it for so long and then just decided finally that it didn't want to. And it didn't seem to be related to any drivers. But we're good now. Okay, there we go. So we have the stands in. Nah, Finder's the best bard. Okay, now we do the cover here. See, I can't agree with Deacon being the best bard because they messed up kobolds. Who do I have the stand? Who do I have for the stands in? Corrugated bricks. They're the stand-ins for stands. The stands look less like stands and more like the cloth canopies you find in places. Maybe they are. Let's see. There's an upward bracket. I'm going to be running an AD&D game for my niece and her significant other and some of their friends. And I'm looking forward to pointing out to them that they need to update their priors on kobolds. Yeah, D&D only has a loose connection to folklore, though. Alright, there we go. Get that on there. Two panels. Love how BioWare made a minor Farron city sound like the big shit, like Baldur's Gate and Om is pretty... Actually, it's pretty major. Like, it's a major nation. Baldur's Gate is just a city-state, but it is a pretty good-sized city-state. Kobolds are adorable. Deacon the most adorable. I mean... AD&D kobolds are yappy dog, wet dog smelling things. We got the Dalelands in Curse of the Azure Bonds. not a rogue AI. Was that not good enough for you? Am I saying that dogs are not adorable? I'm not saying that, but kobolds, AD&D kobolds are definitely not dogs. Definitely not. Now, that said, I do like AD&D kobolds. They're my favorite of the humanoids. But I also admit that they're kind of gross. You're meaning more lately? I mean, Wizards of the Coast hasn't cared about anything other than the Sword Coast in, I think, decades. Not a rogue AI. Have you seen the joke where someone takes a map and they circle the Sword Coast and it's Remembered Realms and everything else is labeled Forgotten Realms? Crescent's PC things straightened out now? It seems like it, yes. Stress tests were good. Haven't had any problems so far. I had some issues before starting, but I think that restarting OBS took care of that. I was having some, like, flickering with the camera in OBS. Yes, thank you very much for the video card. I really do appreciate it. Japan took dog-like to a new height in their port of wizardry. Yeah. And wizardry is basically the most influential. Hopefully it fully takes care of it. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. There we go. Okay. 1x2s with 2 clips. Yeah, so far so good. Thankfully. Only video game you can remember with Chult was Demon Stone 2. Demon Stone for like 2 levels. I mean, there have only been so many video games. Lego, I mean, not Lego. I mean, there's only been so many Lego video games too, but there's only been so many D&D computer games as well. Okay, so this goes on here. It's a little limp. Pretty sure something will hold it up, but we'll see. Oh yeah, these things will. White lightsaber hilts. Ominous cranes ready to snatch up unruly fans? Well, yeah. They're filled with the forbidden machina. Don't let the wolves see that limp. those a little straight. There we go. Why does nobody in Besaid seem to have his accent? The other members of the Aurochs do. They just don't, like, speak vocally. The other people might be immigrants. All should totally fill these stands with Lego wolves. I don't have that many Lego wolves. They've only been in 2 sets so far. So the Aurochs, they all, like, they don't really get voice lines, I don't think, but they do get text, and it's definitely written as, like, that kind of pseudo-Jamaican. Some gray pieces for the red ones. But the red is the blood of all the fans who got murdered by the wolves. That's why the stands are red. The stands run red with their blood. Yeah, the Lego Wolves were in the Wolfpack Beastmaster minifig in the collectible minifig set last year, I think. And they are in an Arctic Train set that came out either the beginning of this year or like middle of last year. There's a lot of parts that that have been in the minifigs that I'm genuinely surprised have not shown up more often. They're going to be connecting these parts. They're like cable stays, kind of thing. Yes. That is from Suikoden 2. Have I ever thought about playing the digital Lego games? Kinda, but not really. I mean, I did play one, I think on stream a while back. It was a couple of streams. It was fun. It was cute. It wasn't difficult. All right, spare parts. We got a white 1x1 and a white 1x1 plate and a white lightsaber hilt. Are there really any building in the Lego games like Star Wars or Indiana Jones? I have no idea. There was in the one that I played. All right, there we go. Get that on there. All right, bag number 5. This is basically going to be a mirror of the other. How many bags? 21, although there are a few of the numbered bags that are duplicates, so it's a few more than that. This is an older set. It's from before they when they decided to only ever have one numbered bag. I'm kind of surprised that they ended their board game line. They were kind of neat. I didn't have many of them. It's not like I have too many people to play them with, but... But they were always kind of interesting. Tabletop simulator time. Could always bring back monthly multiplayer with more Talisman. That was always fun. It's various Suikoden music, so there are Suikoden collections. This is not one of the Suikoden, the Celtic collections. This is A Peaceful Mountain Village from Suikoden 2. This sounds more Asian to me. That is true. All right, we got printed 1x4s here. Two of them. There we go. Howdy, Minor Trader. How's it going? Yeah, swapped out the video card thanks to Cressons, and so far so good. Hoping things stay good. Tech troubles make for great content, at least on chat's end. Not really. Not when I can't stream. I kind of prefer streaming. Not a needed his fix. He was getting the shakes. kind that chat can help you fix is okay? Yeah. Unfortunately, when it needs replacement hardware, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Oops. Okay, we got these down here. You count as chat helping there? That's true, you do. It is true. Especially right now when I would not have wanted to have to buy a new one. Oof. It's a bad time for needing new hardware. Like, the price of the PlayStation 5 is like, shooting up. I wasn't planning on getting one anyway, but definitely not now, that's for sure. You're looking at hard drives for your NAS and it's so bad? Yeah. And it's all in service of just the absolute most garbage product ever invented. Glad it's Friday, but also semi-dreading streaming Outer Wilds tomorrow. Your brain's just not smart enough. I'm sure you can figure things out. Heard Asus was going to start making RAM to help ease the supply issues. The problem, though, is that, like, by the time they ramp that up and get that stuff going, it's, like, it's not too late, but so much of the damage will have been done. Baked-in price increases that will not be going down. You know, delayed other, like needed upgrades, delayed in a wide variety of things. Raised prices on things like PlayStation 5. I mean, I'm sure even like business computers, PCs, laptops, and stuff like that, they're going to see some pretty nasty price increases, I'm sure. Oops. Missed that. There we go. Right, and with the price increases, you're also going to get added inflation. And then, of course, throw in rising fuel costs. And it's just a recipe for everything being bad. Yay, everything being bad. Yes, Bahamut, you can. You have my permission. Oh, I'm immune to Mega Flare. Right, that is the song that is, that my file is broken on. It ends too early. I need to remember that. Actually, hold on a second. I am going to remove that right now. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore. It annoys me every time, and I keep meaning to like go in after the stream to get rid of it, and then I never remember. No, no, don't give me skin cancer, Bahamut. Why would you do that? It's so mean. I don't want skin cancer. Okay, more stickers would go on these. Because I was immune to Mega Flare, Sunflare is the next option. Well, I mean, like, that's just gonna give me skin cancer. Okay. Bag number 6 next. Alright, spare parts. We got a red 1x1 cylinder plate and a white robot arm. Battle droid arm. Bag number 6. That's a very weird one, Bahamut. I guess, to be fair, before that, it was Nuke. Or Mega Nuke. Which I do appreciate. I do appreciate the Mega Nuke. That is a fun one. And it could have been in Final Fantasy III as well. But no. They didn't want to release it. Because it was too similar to Final Fantasy I. Despite, you know, all of the Dragon Quests. One of the reasons I didn't get them is because they look too similar. Really weird how I'm decorating my stadium with the corpses of previous LEGO sets. It's great, isn't it? It's like how language is a graveyard of dead metaphors. People murdered them. Just cut them down in their prime. Alright, rotate it around. Metaphors had a prime? Sure. Alright, another yellow 4L beam, aka a lightsaber blade. Interesting that Mega Flare is Mega Flare in Final Fantasy III NES. I mean, we didn't get an official translation of that, so I don't know that you could say that. This is a subprime metaphor, right? I saw that crypto-backed mortgages are now going to be accepted, so I'm sure that's going to work out extremely well, right? What's the worst that could happen? I'm sure it won't lead to anything bad, because that never has before. It's like backing a mortgage with casino chips. I'm pretty sure that casino chips would probably be safer. Waiting for the day that you can use magic cards as cash. Hey, you know, if bottle caps work for Fallout, maybe there's just it's just a matter of time before someone creates a post-apocalyptic setting where magic cards are the cash. You never know. That would be hilarious, though. Yeah, I'll pay for this with a Mox and 2 mountains. With how expensive the Magic the Gathering cards are, you wouldn't be shocked. The Mox would be like minting the platinum coin. There are plenty that are $20 plus, that's true. I still need to dig out all of my my dupes so that I can take them up to the local shop and sell them. Get some extra money. Hopefully I didn't miss a good window. But you know, I probably did. Maybe I should wait until times are good again. It's been fun looking at my my 401k and being like, I remember when it was actually gaining value. All right, let's get the these posts made again, like the other side. You made a mistake of looking at yours this evening? Yeah. Yeah. There was a day earlier this week when things were up slightly. You know, I mean, relative to the previous days. I should have sold some stuff and moved them into safer things. Oh well. One day they will gain value again. That day is not today, though. Or tomorrow, or the next month. All right. The mouse is very wonky. I would get a wired one if it weren't so annoying to run the cable through around this desk. Don't invest in Lockheed, you don't want that money? I was thinking more along the lines of bonds. Not that they're doing super hot, but better than the stock market, I think. All right, now we get the the 6 arms back here. Read a story where a group of people paid a restaurant tab with magic cards. I question the veracity of that. It's funny to think about. I mean, it's kind of like you'll get like a movie where someone will pay for something with a jewel or something, a gem. I kind of don't think that would work. Yeah, I can see someone trying, but not succeeding. It is up to the restaurant owner, certainly. I mean, a restaurant owner can most certainly take anything in payment that they want. It's barter. It is interesting that you really only get barter in societies that have a concept, or with people who have a concept of money. Real pre-money societies tend to operate on favors. Like, even if they don't have money, then they need to have, like, the concept of stores of value. Because you can't really barter without the concept of stores of value. Howdy, Kinshire, how's it going? It's very footy. Do dragons have concepts of stored value? Of course. Why do you think we hoard stuff? Like gold and jewels and gems and jewelry and Lego and magic cards. Right, that's why I said. You have no idea what I was talking about because you just got back from making food? Well, now whose fault is that, Leaving in the middle of a stream. Sheesh. Evolution making you need to eat. I would just not have evolved. Did you consider that? Did you consider not evolving? Weren't given a choice? Excuses. That's what they all say. That's why Alt Evo playlist was so long. Yes, the 3 stream episodes. I guess there was the one that I played with Zerfall. The one with Satan? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't have Paramount Plus, and I haven't been interested in new Star Trek Mike and Stabby, so no, I haven't paid any attention. Have I considered photosynthesis? I haven't, actually, because I enjoy ham too much. Alright, time to make more stadium seating. Evolution is mandatory is the phrase of the day. I've heard good things about the 3rd season of Picard Shield of Hope, and nothing good about the first 2. But I don't have Paramount Plus, so I can't actually watch them. I have enough werewolves to stock the stands with? No. They're also too big. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at the seating here. Howdy, Ariaro. Out of interest, if a spell says that it only works at night under moonlit sky, that wouldn't work outside planets. I'd have to look at the spell. Just bought Lower Decks on Blu-ray. I've heard really good things about Lower Decks. I've heard really good things about Lower Decks. What is the spell in question, Ariaru? Could moons have moons? Yes. Not one specific spell, but a few spells have that condition. It only works on nights under the moonlit sky. So basically, it's going to depend on what the spell is intended to be, how the spell is intended to be used. Because you are generally in full sunlight when you're on the deck of a spelljamming ship. I mean, assuming that the underside of the hull isn't pointed towards the sun. Are planets just the moons of stars? Yes. See, the thing is, you gotta kind of look at the intended use of the spell and figure out what the intended use is. Would it be an exploit to use it on the deck of a ship? Alright, some lettering would go on here, but of course I'm not putting that on. There we go. Got those stands in. One such spell which we couldn't get due to restrictions is Mooncloak. Well, I'd have to look at what the spell does. Alright. Get our trans gray 1x2 tiles on here. I was surprised the DM with some new spell in the middle of combat. I mean, that's a good way of ruining your plans. Must be surprising to residents of Faerun when they get on a spelljamming ship and discover that the moon, as they know it, is a lie. It's true. On the other hand, Faerunians kind of look at space travel as just, like, no different from sea travel. Alright, some stickers would go on there. It isn't cheese? No, it's not. It is a world full of aesthetes who are paranoid that Faerunians are going to attack them. Well, you don't need enough radiance to read. Because you got full sunlight beating down on you. Yeah, you gotta wonder what they'll do when they discover that Lyra is dead. Although I guess she isn't in the latest edition. She died during the time of Troubles. But I think they brought, like, every deity back. Even deities that weren't actual deities. They didn't put a whole lot of thought into it. Who wasn't a deity? Okay, well, not exactly that. So the list of deities in early 5th edition included Marthamar Duin and Muamon Duathal. Separately. They're the same thing. They're the same entity, the same god. Alright, upper stands. There we go. Yeah, I'd probably say that you'd need to do it within sight of a moon in that kind of situation, Ariaru. Like, it could be done in space, but it would have to be done, like, near a moon. Couldn't keep them dead even in 2nd edition. There weren't many deities that were killed off during the time of Troubles that came back in 2nd edition. I can't think of any. Joaquin was missing, not dead. If that's who you're thinking of. Resurrection works for comic books. Doesn't work for deities. You cannot cast Resurrection on a deity and bring them back. Well, a non-specific deity that did come back was Orcus. But he's not Forgotten Realms. Alright, all of the 1x3 bricks. Should bring back the Sumerian Pantheon. I mean, I'll write that up eventually. It wasn't killed off. They just didn't write much of it. Enki was killed off in On Ground, which was very, very silly. And I asked the author about that, and he was like, yeah, it was kind of silly. I wouldn't do that again. Oh, they're feeding the Minotaurs, eh, little bunny? Canadian Minotaurs? What? See, now you're going to give Lel Bunny the idea of a Minotaur Mountie. Would that be a Mountie-tar? Wow, so demanding. You know, you could buy one yourself. Sounded like a Canadian accent. Speaking of, I've been rewatching MacGyver lately, and I think after a couple seasons of filming, maybe one, maybe two, of filming in L.A., they moved up to Vancouver, I'm pretty sure. And it's hilarious to hear the local Canadian actors who are very Canadian. In early first, they had the category quasi-deity, which was really vague, but seemed to be sort of between demigod and lesser deity. Usually it's the other side, between demi-power and nothing. There's also hero deities. And my category, the category I call near power. Nice, Gilded Tongue. Yeah, Merlin is weaker than a regular, like a demi-power. At least in the second edition. I'm pretty sure that holds true in first as well. They specifically made him a hero power in second. So a sticker would go on there. Get this on top here. It is very limp. Oh, in 2E, he's a straight up Wild West sheriff, marshal type character. His symbol is a silver six-pointed star. He gets a second edition write-up in I want to say the very late 2nd edition Greyhawk product Slavers. Is that it? Yeah. I think that one focuses on the Pommage. It was about the time of publishing Boot Hill for, yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is like they had, like, back in those early days, they had some very kind of slapdash campaigns that flitted between games. There we go. Got our first one of those on. Oh, come back here. I mean, the thing is, Gildatung, that character, he could have dual-classed and been able to gain up to 2nd-level spells. Because those are gained through faith alone. So you can worship a non-existent deity and get some spells. That's what you get with quasi-deities as well. Hero powers grant up to 4th level. And the category that I call near powers grant 3rd level. You can worship yourself. I would be, if I was a dungeon master, I would make that extremely difficult. You're crazy. Not at all, Lil Bunny. Dungeon Masters should always be fair. And I would be fair about it. I would just come up with mechanics that make it difficult. Because I think it should be difficult to worship a non-existent deity. Alright, there we go. Get that on there. So we've got two sides. You don't need to actually like sit here and watch the game, right? Just sit at the ends. All right. We'll go ahead and get started on the next section, but we're definitely not finishing that. 2 8 bags. Well, I mean, you've got the Cauldron Born from Lloyd Alexander. That's based on Welsh mythology, but it's not Welsh mythology. But that's also the perfect stuff to put into D&D. I may have used some Pride and Chronicles inspiration for one of the deities that I wrote. Not going to say who. That's for other people to find out. I mean, role-playing is more than just group storytelling. It is also a game. And there should be challenges in the game. Like, you know, when your characters want to rest and get all their powers back, but there might be a time limit. I mean, I also integrated some stuff from a ballet into a deity, so, you know. When you're talking D&D, you want to be accurate, but you also want to have fun, and, you know, you want the stuff to be fun and interesting, playable, and their own thing. Hence me adding some side stuff. I also added in something from a video game, a non-D&D video game to one of the deities, because it was fun. Little Easter eggs like that. Found it weird that in third, the players assumed their magic buffs were constant when rules very much do not say that. What do you mean? You mean like haste wouldn't have a duration, like it would just last for a full fight kind of thing? Bald had already made the Finnish Pantheon. Your character would have been a priest of the Finnish Pantheon? See, if I get to them, I will definitely be adding in stuff from the MST3K episode, The Day the Earth Froze. Which is, of course, a film version of the Kalevala. But I'm specifically talking about the MST3K episode, not just the movie. Mostly the idea that the magic armor spell would be up every combat. It has a duration. Wouldn't that require you to figure out what a Sampo even is? I know what a Sampo is. It's a TV, obviously. I mean, I have no idea right now what I will be pulling from that episode specifically, but I will do my best. I will do my best to pull from that episode. God, I love the Russo-Finnish co-production episodes of MST3K. They are so good. So, so good. Right, there we go. Now 2 of these. So, Ariyaru, that was a joke from the episode of the MST3K episode. That's why he was mentioning that. He wasn't actually asking. Ah, Gurgi's Crunchings and Munchings wallet. Oops. Helps if I don't get that in the wrong place. I was like, alright, why is this not fitting? It's Gurgi's magical wallet that gives him unlimited crunchings and munchings. What, do you not like Gurgi? Well, sure, Ariar, but they can go watch the episode of MST3K. It'll teach them everything they need to learn. No. Sounds like an off-brand orc. Wow. Wow, poor Gurgi. No, he's not an off-brand orc. He's an off-brand Enki. Like, that was the inspiration. Alright, there we go. We got our base. Over. Some video keeps popping up on YouTube recommendations about the Wallace and Gromit company having trouble getting the clay they need. I don't know. I haven't seen much about them lately. And I also tend to make a habit of avoiding recommended videos. I don't want the algorithm to think that it can keep serving me up stuff. Yeah, very much a deeply cursed item, Kinshir. Very, very much deeply, deeply cursed. I will stick with the never-ending barrel of salt pork. Salt pork. Is it iodized salt? Of course not. Alright, two 2x6s. There we go. Alright, now we get these on. All kinds of plates. Nope. Let's get the 4x4s on first. That bends way too much. Nope, that's okay. Good. Gotta be careful where you push down. Alright, flip it over. Don't want to see anything snap tonight? I don't want to see anything snap ever. It's no bueno. No Lego snapping, please. Alright, next up, we're angling these pieces. I'm good not having anything that's an acquired taste. I have no desire for it. Okay, that gets there. Why suffer to like something when you can just eat something that you like instead? Ham is an acquired taste? I don't think it's an acquired taste. I would not say that. There are certainly people who don't like it, and that's fine. I mean, they're wrong, but, you know. It's okay. But I think it's just something that you like or dislike. I'm sure some people who dislike it could acquire the taste for it, but that does not mean that it's an acquired taste. I don't think everything is an acquired taste. There are lots of things that are just naturally tasty to people. Now, who finds them naturally tasty can vary. Yeah, but we don't have to today, not a rogue AI. I mean, if someone wants to acquire the taste, that's fine too. Not gonna tell them no. But I have no desire to acquire a taste for things that I don't like. I'm happy to not have those things. I will leave them to people who want them. Yes. Alright, that goes right there. Certainly found the low sodium V8 tastes a lot better than the regular. Granted, discovered regular V8 has 40% of your sodium in one can. That reminds me, I got some oatmeal, cause you know, breakfast soup. You gotta have your breakfast soup. And I decided to try the store brand because I wanted, like they have low sugar version of the maple flavor, but they don't have a low sugar version of the apple cinnamon. And I like apple cinnamon better than maple. Maple is fine. It's good. But I prefer apple cinnamon. So I decided to get a box of the, I knew that I liked the Quaker Oats. So I decided to get a box of the store brand because it also said, it said lower sugar. Well, I discovered why it's lower sugar. It's because it's not as much per packet. It is a third less sugar. It is also coincidentally, just coincidentally, I'm sure, a third less oatmeal. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. All right, we'll do bag number 9 and then wrap it up. Spare part. Red 1x1 cylinder plate. Well, I'll say for me, the nice thing about the packets is that it kind of like if I get actual cereal. All right, Gilded Tongue, have a good rest of your night. If I get actual cereal, it's like standard breakfast cereal. I will fill up the bowl multiple times. Whereas the nice thing about the packets is that I make the one packet and I'm done. I would have to make a whole new packet to have more, rather than just pouring some more cereal into the bowl. So it does keep me from eating too much of it, I feel. So that's the nice thing about the individual packets. Too much cereal limits the amount of ham you can eat later. It's more that sugary cereals mess with my mouth. It's great, it's delicious, but then my mouth feels weird from the sugar. You bought some cereal and had a bowl of that cereal and your stomach hated it? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Why not make a little tub, then keep warm what you don't eat in the first serving? why not just have one serving? Hey, I'm a big fan of Raisin Bran. I do put extra raisins in my my oatmeal, so it's like Raisin Bran. I'm not that hungry. Besides, I could stand to be a little hungrier, shall we say. Used to love plain Rice Krispies with some of your grandmother's canned sliced peaches. Ooh. That sounds pretty good. That's that does sound like some great breakfast soup. I do, Lel Bunny. I eat too well. We'll put it that way. I could stand to not eat so well. No, I'm having breakfast soup. We should walk more? I don't have anywhere to go walking. Like, I can't really... I have a hard time just, like, walking or riding a bike just to do that. I gotta go someplace. Hey, you can sell them, though, Bahamut. Go to my local library? I can't walk to my local library. I mean, I could walk there, but it would take me a long time. I don't have a bookstore cafe nearby. I'm in the suburbs. There's not a whole lot, like, within walking distance. That's kind of the point of suburbs by design. Well, for a bookstore cafe, God, I don't know. Nothing even conceivably in walking, biking distance. I also have zero interest in going to a cafe. Yeah, I was saying that earlier, Nadaroge AI. They should definitely change the sprite. Not even the namesake? No, that's down in downtown DC. That is, that is not close to me. I mean, there's a bakery, but I'd just be going to get donuts. Let's see. 1x6s, and they're over here. Yeah, the suburbs were designed to be car accessible, not foot accessible. That is how they work. That's why they're suburban rather than urban. I mean, there is some stuff within walking distance, but I don't have much reason to go there. Like, there's a little grocery store that doesn't have a great selection. There is a CVS. There's some other stores there that, I don't go into. There's a jewelry store. Not exactly going to go there. Starbucks. I don't care about Starbucks. I don't drink coffee. Okay, 1x4s with doors printed on them will be there and there. Trust me, if I had reasons to go to these stores, I would go to them. I don't have much reason to go to them. Walking distance depends on your fitness level and the weather. You can walk 2 miles to get to the nearest store, but it's downhill and the walk back is rough with the several hundred-foot change in elevation. Yeah, so that's the other thing. My suburban area, extraordinarily hilly. It's not flat. So, like, yes, I could walk to one of those stores, and I could be dripping in sweat when I get there. If the weather's good, I will walk home from, taking my car into the shop, or walk down there to get my car, but the weather has to be good for that. There are a lot of these printed 1x4s. Have I tried going for a walk and listening to an audiobook or something like that? I don't really like audiobooks, and again, it just, like, if I'm going someplace, then I'm gonna end up there very, 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 very sweaty. Which is not exactly conducive to doing shopping. I mean, I have and do walk just for exercise. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's easier to do something like that when I have someplace to go. And I don't. No, I'd rather listen to music, and I do. Like, if I go for a walk, I listen to music. Sometimes, like, a podcast or something like that, but, music is easier. Again, like, to get to anything other than an immediate neighbor's house, I have to walk up or down a hill. Remember the times when I've commented that I don't need to worry about, like, rising water from a creek or river for flooding? I mean, obviously I did have that one rain flood. I've had some other floods too from pipes, but one was from rain. That was an exceptional situation that doesn't normally apply. That was 4 inches in, like, an hour. I don't need to worry about, like, a rising water getting into my house because it would have to rise, like, 60 plus feet. And I am not very far from that creek either. I am not at all far from that creek. I can walk to that creek without breaking a sweat. But that's an example of how extraordinarily hilly my neighborhood is. Don't worry, if I ever wanted advice, I would ask. I don't bring these things up to solicit advice. I mean, that creek did rise and wash out a road, too. So, like, it is a thing that can happen. But again, I'm still quite a bit above that. One of your distant acquaintances mentioned a community in Maryland that floods every significant rainstorm, but you don't remember the name? Ellicott City, probably. Ellicott City is built along, like, the main street of Ellicott City is basically the like the river plain, like the river valley. Could be it was a conversation 8 years ago. They've had, like, a number of really bad floods right down Main Street. So I feel confident in that being the city in question. Because it's become well known for it. Like, when there's a bad rainstorm, the water just rushes down the paving of the main street because it's right down the middle of a river valley. Well, I think it's also gotten worse. Like, I don't think they would have done that on purpose if these kinds of rainstorms had happened a long time ago kind of thing, whenever they first built it, whatever. I'm guessing something changed. I mean, it's completely unpredictable, not a rogue AI, and it builds up too fast for it. Like, one of the reasons why it floods is because it builds up too fast for the sewage system to deal with. Like, the rainstorm that we had where I got water in my basement, that was a historic storm. It was absolutely insane. There were places that I have never seen flood have 4 feet of standing water. Vehicles, like, floating in the water kind of thing. It was really, really bad. Like, one of the intersections I don't go to much these days, but I used to go there very frequently with a lot of regularity, and it was like 4 feet underwater. Howdy, Sealan, how's it going? One of the flash floods that affected your parents was predominantly the result of development. Uphill from them, a parking lot was put in that prevented rainwater from absorbing into the ground. Yeah, I mean, that kind of thing happens. That's not what happened with that rainstorm. It was just not even every place got 4 inches. There were places that were just like half a mile away that only got 2 inches. So again, like, that was part of the other problem, is that it was extremely localized in some places, this extremely heavy downpour. That was only last year. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I do have sandbags if it does happen again, if I catch it in time. Oh, I need 2 of these. Cool. Most places can handle 4 inches of rain over a long enough period. Oh, yeah. This was over the course of like an hour. Like, some of you were probably watching Zerfall's charity stream when that happened, right? I think I stepped away to, like, go to the bathroom or something like that, and that's when I noticed the water. And then I was basically at that all night after that. Well, being there for the charity stream is important on its own. Helps get more people in. And you can always recommend it to other people, too. Say, hey, this fun charity stream for good cause is going on. Check it out. I missed some 1x6s. So even if you can't donate, being there, getting the word out, It all matters. This year I need to remember to set my live status all the time. Since I can't set it for 12 hours on Blue Sky. When is Zerfall's charity stream going to be this year? Oh, don't worry, Seelan. We won't know that until like 3 weeks beforehand. It's usually in July, though. It's usually in July. Like second half of July kind of thing. Oh, dark gray over here, but warm tan over here. Interesting. So he usually tries to tie it to when the close to when the bike ride takes place. I could go look that up. It usually takes some of us poking him a little bit to get it scheduled. I think he tends to go with the Z, or Lil Z. But I don't know if he's asked her. I mean, in private, he tends to use her name, so I'm not going to do that myself. An odd construction bit for in here. I get a center bracket there. I know, so weird, right? There it is. That's what I want. And white 1x1 tiles. That goes right in there. No idea if anything is going in around there. Oh, the battery's dying you, Bahamut? No idea exactly what we're building right here. That's fair. Can you play it while it's charging? Building a wall. Alright. Well, that's handy at least. Oops. Wait, 1 by 2 right there. Thought it seemed a little bit weird. That goes on right there. Dark gray on the other side. Okay. Wonder if your hypothetical daughter would have been mad to be named Lucrezia and nicknamed by you Luke? Yes. The Luke part, probably more than Lucrezia. Lucrezia is a good Italian name. I mean, it's a Latin name. The Luke part, though, that would probably annoy them. Luckily, kids have the ability to say, nope, I want to be known as something else. Yeah, I mean, it's a Roman name, so it goes back quite a ways. There we go. So these lock in this part here. You have some spare parts. Black Technic friction pin. 1x1 tiles in white and light gray. Dark gray 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. And warm tan 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. And warm tan 1x1 plate. I watched Wing. I've seen Wing. I've seen Wing multiple times. I own the DVDs. I've been thinking about rewatching it. It's not one of the better Gundam series, but it's a Gundam series that exists. Alright, so bag number 10 will be coming next time, but for now, let's go ahead and put that to the side. I think it is time that we opened some minifigs. I have put in the order for our next set. The one coming out in May. Alright, where's the box? There's the box. We are still missing one minifig from this set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. 1d10. 9. Alright. That's that one. So, let's go ahead and start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in! Go ahead and roll my die. We're looking for number 11. I got a 9. That is the Carpenter. 7 for Bahamut, that would be the Cthulhu alien. 11 for Nadaroge AI, that would be the Fencer, the one that we're looking for. So get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? First guess is a Minotaur evolutionary biologist. 1 for your roll. So the Happy King. The Happy King. The happiest of Happy Kings. Except, you know, he's not Mr. B Natural. There should really be a minifig of Mr. B Natural. You know, a collectible minifig set of MST3K would be pretty awesome, and I'm pretty sure they would never sell well enough. They would sell extremely well to a select group of people, and then stop. Let's see, there'd have to be Pitch, there would have to be Mr. B Natural, there'd have to be Torgo, they'd have to make new legs for him. A lean-in chef who cooks for Minotaurs. Cooking people for Minotaurs. Terrible, Bahamut. Terrible. I mean, obviously you got Mike and Joel, Crow, Tom Servo, Gypsy. Would have to give Crow his long name. All right, predictions are closed. Let me go ahead and get my timer up. All right, timer's all ready. And go. All right, I feel like I have a helmet here, but it might be hair. Nope, all right. 21.73. I believe we have the Happy King. We do, in fact, have the Happy King. All right, so that was 21.73. Let's choose the outcome. 20 to 50 seconds. Complete that prediction. Who is getting all of the hams? That would be me. All 2010 hams coming my way. Delicious. Oh. All right, let's see who voted for other things. No one voted for 50 to 60. Lel Bunny voted for no, and Bahamut and Kinshir going for within 20 seconds. It's a good thing I was off by a second and a half almost, a little bit more. Because if not, you guys would have gotten 5 hams each. Instead, I get all of them. Yeah, not very high participation. You gotta risk it. You gotta risk some hams if you want to make hams. You want to get those crits. I hate this double collar with 3 tabs. It's a little annoying. All right, now it looks pretty good though. There we go. Shoot. Forgot his beard. There we go. Then the crown, which I'm glad that they brought back. I like that they did that. I do love the look of the cape, though. He's trying to go for the clean shave look. Yeah, too bad. He's got a beard. Like, I do like the look of the cape there with the double layer there. It's great. Looks like King Friday from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Well, I mean, both are kings. All right, well, we got our king. Mark that down. So, done with that. Next up, Series 10. I don't know. It's been a while since, I really do not remember much about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. All right, 4, so we're going into the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. Anything above 14, I re-roll. That is a 4. That is a 4. 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in. Let's go ahead and put the other box away. Get your predictions in. 13 for Sealand. Let me roll my die. Roll that beautiful die footage. That is a 4 again. All right, so I got the Amazon. 13 for Sealand. That would be the catcher, the baseball catcher. 12 for Not-A-Rogue AI. That would be the colonial British jerk. I mean, soldier. King Friday the 13th, to be more exact. Guess 2 is a Minotaur game soundtrack remixer. Just a remixer. Not a composer? A Leonin baseball star. Yeah, everyone's too scared of him to strike him out. Medusa, go! So fun note. Apparently, Ray Harryhausen was the first person to make a serpentine Medusa. So that's where Greater Medusa are from, and that's what we got there. So go ahead and get your predictions in. He did. I love his stop motion stuff. Did one of the biggest contributors to like in terms of just his personal creations, contributed so much to D&D. Clockwork Owl is cool. Yeah, Bubo. All right, timer's reset. Got about just a few seconds remaining. Get your predictions in if you have not. See if you can get hams out of this. And predictions are closed. And go. All right. That would be pretty awesome, Not-A-Rogue AI. So those are legs, so we definitely don't have the Medusa. All right. 14.96, we do have the colonial soldier, number 12. That is what I felt, the hair. All right, so that was 14.96. Let's choose the outcome. That is within 20 seconds. Complete that prediction. The powdered wig, yes. All right. Who is getting the hams? Bahamut getting all the hams. Very nice payout for you. Kinshir going for 20 to 50. Shield of Hope going for 50 to 60. And Lel Bunny going for no. Lel Bunny, there was actually a proposed theme for that. And the prototypes, I think they were like very early prototypes, so they didn't really. It was very much concept stage. But they were so cool looking. I really wish we had gotten them. There was an awesome piece that they had that, a pair of pieces that they had for the sloped sides of a fort. We ended up getting the straight slope pieces in Ninja and Adventurers, but the corner piece, we didn't get that. We never got that. It's very sad. There we go. Got some back printing, nice dark blue. Definitely fit in well with the pirate sets. Definitely fit in well with the pirate sets. You can tell this one is a ceremonial soldier, just one day on a battlefield, and he would not have a wig looking like that anymore. Why didn't they do it? Probably didn't think it would sell well, or something like that. Maybe they did some test group, focus groups testing, and kids didn't care. All right, and now for the final one of the night, we have Series 28. All right, 5, so that is this row. 7. All right, so I'll roll a d8. That is 7. All right, last one. Okay. So, let's start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig box? Get your predictions in. Let's see, I've got my D12 ready. Get my scale ready. Let me get my weights up. Alright, so 7 for Bahamut. That would be the Dalmatian. 2 for Seelan. That would be the adorable kitty. 3 for Nadarogai. That would be the adorable fishy. Seems like a colonial port for pirates to attack would have worked at least. I mean, they had stuff like that in Pirates, Lel Bunny, but this was going to be like continental Europe kind of thing at the time. They just decided it wouldn't sell. They also had, there was an interesting potential monorail set that they were going to do after after Futron. It would be a space line, but like on a water world with a monorail that goes underwater and aquatic aliens. So it would have Futron figures for the humans, and then it had new molds for the aliens. Like kind of Deep One Lizardmen type things. That would have been awesome too. But they didn't do that. Alright, 30 seconds remaining. Let me go ahead and get my scanner up. I mean, I'm sure like every year there are proposals for new themes that they just, either from internal discussion or focus grouping, they decide not to do it. All right, predictions are closed. Let me go ahead and roll the die first. All right, 10. That is the bunny. Let's go ahead and shake it. All right, I'm definitely hearing a few extra pieces. I'm going to say that it is the crocodile. That is my guess. Crocodile. All right, let's weigh it. So, my guess is the crocodile. The scale says that it is not the crocodile. 17.06. All right, the bunny is 17.35. 17.6 for the dolphin. That seems too much. The Dalmatian is 16.93. That's pretty close. All right, I'm going to say that the weight is the Dalmatian. That is closer. That is closer. All right, so the Dalmatian is the weight. Let us see what the scanner says. No, monkey costume. That was one of the other ones. That's 16.86. That was also close, but not close enough. All right, monkey costume it is. We have not gotten the monkey costume. This is new. All right, so choose the outcome. That is no. Complete that prediction. And Lel Bunny getting 3,500 hams. Bahamut going for yes with guess. Kinshir going for yes with die roll. Sealan and Shield of Hope going for yes with weight. But it is Lel Bunny who takes the hams. Monkey needs to go amok. So we get the, we could put the tail down. Not sure what that would work for. You know what? I was thinking about this the other day. I'm surprised they haven't done a Squirrel Girl minifig. She's marble, right? Like, they have these tail pieces. I'm surprised they haven't done a Squirrel Girl. I think she'd be really popular. All right, there we go. We got our monkey fan. Go ahead and zoom in on him. I do like the hook on this tail. You could actually hang him from something. That'd be kind of fun. All right. So that is our final minifig. Let me make sure that I have marked that down. There we go. All right, so we have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when we hit 6... there's one more for us to get before we move to the bottom register. We have gotten all of the koala. We've gotten all 3 of the koalas. There are no more koalas to get. He's an innocent monkey. He knows what he did. He knows what he did. Hold on. Hold on. Do I have one? No, I don't. Dang it. How do I not have one in my extra parts bin? This is not right. I could have pulled out a brown ice cream piece for the monkey to have thrown. You know what I mean. Wink. All right. But that is going to wrap us up tonight. We will be back tomorrow for some more Spelljammer. We will be back for some more Dragon Quest VII on Monday. And next Wednesday and Friday, we will be back to Lego building. And now that things are working, yay! As a bit of a downer, I do want to note that at some point in probably the near future, I'm going to have to go out of town for a number of days. And I don't know, like, when that's going to be for reasons, and I don't know how long it will take. It wouldn't be like weeks. It would be days. Just FYI. So, I'm kind of expecting that to come up kind of soon, but I don't know when. Anyway, that's just a fair warning. It'll probably be kind of sudden when it happens. So, I will just have a few days' notice, very likely. So I want to thank you guys for coming on out, and we will be back tomorrow for some more Spelljammer. See you then, everyone.